Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Emily.
Emily. That's such a pretty name. It's so nice to meet you. How's your day going?
It's good. I'm going good. It's a busy day, but I'm feeling good. And your name?
My name is Riley.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you always go by Emily, or do you have any nicknames?
I usually go by Emily, but typically people just call me Em, or they call me I have a lot of nicknames in my family. My mom calls me Emilia. I have an uncle. My godfather calls me Emilia Carey. It's like Mariah Carey, but it's not. Yeah, I get called like a little things. I get like my little cousins call me Emmy. So that's kind of cute. But yeah, I just kind of have a flow of nicknames. But it's either I prefer more adult-like sounds like Emily or M. So
Okay, that's great. That's really cool. So it sounds like you have a lot of family members then who you have a lot of communication with, but they all have these cute little
yeah,
nicknames.
yeah, I have a big family. My dad actually is number 12 out of 13 siblings.
Wow.
So I have a lot of aunts and uncles, and within that I have a lot of cousins and cousins after that. So I have a huge family on my dad's side, and my mom's side it's only 3, so it's not as big, but I have a lot of cousins. So
Oh wow. And so, who named you out of all those family members?
my dad did actually. So at first they thought I was going to be a boy, so I was going to be named after my dad originally, and his name is Hector. So glad that I wasn't a boy. But he liked the name Emily, and around that time the name Emily was very common, and he thought it was really pretty, and my mom agreed with him, so then we went with Emily.
It's a great name. What's your full name?
My name is Emily Flores, so I don't have a middle name. I don't know why. I've always wanted a middle name, but I never really had one. Obviously, because they didn't give me one. But my little sister has a middle name, but I don't have a middle name. And my older sister doesn't have a middle name. So we're all like, Emily Flores is just the name.
Sounds like you might have to give yourself a middle name at some point.
Sometimes I want to, just for fun.
What are the roots of your last name?
So my last name is actually in Spanish. It's Flores. You can say it in English, which is Flores. It means flowers. So if you want, technically nobody ever calls me Emily Flowers because that's just not what it is. So it's Emily Flores, but people call me Emily Flores.
That's a really pretty last name, actually. And do you know where the what the ethnic roots of your name is?
Not really, but I know it's just mainly Spanish because obviously it's in Spanish, and I had never really questioned exactly where it came from. I just assumed that it's just Spanish. So I'm Puerto Rican and I'm Hispanic, so I just felt like it went together perfectly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So what are your parents' names?
All right. So my dad's name is Hector Luis Flores. That's his full name. Very Spanish. My mom is Maria Flores. Her middle name is Eugenia, which is kind of like Eugene, but it sounds prettier in Spanish. We kind of just make fun of her saying that her name is Eugene, but it's not. So, yeah, Maria and Hector are my parents' name. And my mom's maiden name was Figueroa.
Oh. What's your family like? Like, how's your family unit?
My family unit, it's pretty good. Family to me is my older sister and my younger sister, and then my mom and dad. So I live with my parents at home. They're still married. Been married for about 16 years now, and together for about 21 years. So I have a pretty good family home. I get along. It's not the perfect family, obviously. Nobody's perfect, but I love my family home.
Yeah, and do you have close relationships? You said you have 2 little sisters?
I have one little and one older.
Oh, wow. And how do you get along with both of them?
My younger sister, we are very close because she's 19. No, she's 18, going to be 19, and I'm 21, so we're a 2-year difference. My older sister, she is 27, so we're 6 years different. Me and her are way closer now because when I was younger, it was that age gap. So she was older, she was able to do a lot more things, and I was younger, and I wanted to do those things that I wasn't allowed to. But now that we're older, we can relate more and talk more because I'm old enough and mature enough to understand like adult life because I'm an adult now. So
yeah, no, that's great. That sounds like you have a really good experience with your family.
Me and my sisters are very close.
Great. So, do you live with those 4 family members?
I used to, but now at home because now I'm commuting from school. I live with my little sister and my parents. My older sister actually lives out of state. She lives in Baltimore as a teacher.
Oh wow, that's incredible. You told me that you were Puerto Rican. Is the rest of your family Puerto Rican?
For the most part, yes. I'm 100% Puerto Rican, just like my siblings and just my parents. But in my extended family, I have some family that are Mexican, some that are Colombian, and some that are even from Filipinos. My cousin is Philippine / Puerto Rican. So,
Oh wow.
so we're
Okay.
kind of diverse.
Yeah, that's great. So I bet you get like a lot of different experiences with that.
Yeah, definitely. Majority is most of Mexican and Puerto Rican, but it's definitely nice to see the different cultures and how we intertwine as a family.
Yeah, that's really special. Have you and your family always lived in Connecticut?
Yes, my older sister no, because obviously she lives now out of state. She lives in Baltimore as a teacher. Um, Actually, no, my parents, when they were younger, they lived in Puerto Rico, so they haven't always lived in Connecticut. My dad moved over here when he was younger, and then they stayed over here. Half of my family now, from my dad's side, lives in Puerto Rico. So as well as my mom's side, we still have family that lives down there. So my mom's moved back and forth from Puerto Rico and Connecticut, but then officially after my uncle, who's the youngest on my mom's side, was born, they stayed in Connecticut.
Puerto Rico is so beautiful. Have you been able to visit?
Not recently, no, but it is. Thank you so much. It is very beautiful. Growing up, we've done trips. We've actually done big family trips, including extended family. So those were always fun growing up. But I just can't wait to get back there. Obviously, because hurricane down there has really taken a toll. So I will eventually when I get the chance. Just school and work, busy life doesn't really have the time to go down there.
And do you speak Spanish?
Yes and no. I say yes and no only because I'm not 100% fluent, but I can understand a lot more than I can speak it, and I can read it on some occasions. My parents can speak it fluently, but I can interpret it more than I can speak it. But I'm learning on how to speak it more.
So did you speak both Spanish and English growing up in your house?
No. I wish my parents did. That's where I wish that I learned how to speak it more. English is my first language because I'm not fluent in Spanish. But now that I'm older and I can comprehend it more, my mom tries to speak to me in Spanish. My grandmother, she speaks English, but Spanish is her first language. So a lot of the times when I have conversation with her, it's in Spanish. So I've been able to have basic conversations and just be able to talk to my grandma in Spanish.
Yeah, that's really good.
Thank you.
So, Emily, it was really nice meeting you. I wanted to know what a good next day for us to meet would be.
Probably next Wednesday, if that's fine with you. I really enjoyed talking to you. I appreciate you sitting down and taking the time to meet with me today. I definitely want to meet up again, so that's something that I am interested in doing again.
Okay, that's awesome. We'll definitely meet next Wednesday at the same time, 6:30.
Thank you so much.
Okay, amazing. It was so
I
nice
appreciate
meeting
it.
you.